Morning, guys. So it's supposed to be raining all day yesterday, possibility of 4 inches of snow, and rain through today. Outside the garbage truck outside my window, as you can see, it's not raining. It's 42 degrees and sunny and clear out. So once again, the weatherman got it wrong. Gonna head into the club. Wasn't planning on it, but since it is clear and I think it's actually gonna dry out some today, we gotta look at all those grades and stakes we got put up on the north end of the west side. Start looking at what our cuts and fills are going to look like and how we're going to manage some of that. We got an area that's been a soft spot for a long time, just north of the stone bins, and I'm probably going to get in there and dig a test hole and see what we've got, see if there's something there, or if there's a drain tile, or if we've got something, I don't know. So we'll work out that stuff. We got, I think tomorrow when Dave comes in, we'll have him start scratching out and stripping out that parking lot on the north end, because that's probably where we're going to start cutting, start working up there. I think some of the small fills that we've got towards the range road, towards the ditch, I think a lot of those we might just be able to do with the dozer, depending on how it's all going. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what kind of clay and what kind of material we get out of there. That whole thing up there, I got to see what kind of cuts. I'll grab the camera and take you along, and we'll look at those stakes together and see what it is. But we got to figure out a ditch going from the north to the south. I'm gonna have to reimagine a few things and try to lower a bunch of stuff and see what we can get out of all that. So I don't know. I'm gonna see what we can get done, and I'll probably be on the 8 for a while. I don't know. It's just gonna be me cleaning stuff up and pushing a little black around, so it's nothing special. It's not going to be anything crazy, so I don't know if we're going to get any kind of spectacular footage of anything. Just me inside an 8 stripping stuff off or working in the 5. Maybe I'll be loading out. I got a bunch of that stone to load out, so if I can load it all out, get it stockpiled somewhere, get it stacked up somewhere, that's a start to getting it out of our way. But it's just a lot of this little stuff that we got to get done to keep the whole thing moving. I got to get that stone out of the way. We want to save it so we don't drop another $15,000, $20,000 on stone. I mean, worst case scenario, we can use it for bedding underneath store pipe and stuff like that. We can use a little bit to fill in part of some low spots or any of that stuff, and just use it as filler material, or put it down as the bottom base on some stuff. You got to pull all that fabric out of it. Thank God we're not using that garbage anymore. You build a parking lot, you build a road the right way, unless you've just got the absolute worst ground in the world with a peat bog, in which case you ought to be undercutting it and putting good clay in there. But you build it right with a good base. Depending on the 600 road, we used a lot of 4-inch minus for that base, and a lot of other times we use 3-inch for our base. We typically run 6 inches of 3-inch, 6 inches of CA6. It gives us a good solid base underneath there. It gives us something to compact on top. It's got a nice firm surface. We can roll 80,000-pound loaded trucks over it. She doesn't budge. She doesn't give. So I don't know. I got a feeling that's going to be part of the ADA fight that we have with the county at some point in time. These knuckleheads are just, I don't know. I can't figure out what, you know, we don't have the money to pave everything. So we'll see where that's going to end up. And you got bureaucrats making decisions simply because either they're ignorant or it's their rule book and that's it. That's all they know. They don't know how to apply any common sense. They don't know how to apply any, you know, every day, this is how things work. It's just fine. I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to be reading some plans, reading grade stakes, trying to figure out how to get tomorrow set up to be the most efficient that we can, so we can make a bunch of progress over the next couple of days. I think we can possibly get some really good stuff going. Because what I'd really like to be able to do is I'd like to get that whole north end cut in where the parking lot goes and start working to the south. Because if I can do all that, then there's a really good possibility that I can get that new parking lot laid in there. If I get that new parking lot laid in there, then we can go back to having parking for the guys on the weekends up there, make it a lot easier on us. That's part of the problem. I've got two parking lots that we got to change, and I can't rip them both up at the same time. So if I rip them both up at the same time, we ain't going to have any parking out there. It's not what we want. But we'll get there. We'll get there. And then I got to see what we're going to do about this ditch. So we may have to re-ditch everything from the north end all the way down past the building and cut in a whole new ditch, clean all that up to get all that water to flow. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. I just have to, some of these numbers on the plans have me scratching my head, so I get a little visual where I like to see this stuff and see what it's doing and how it's going, and the best way for us to get out there. But optimistic we're going to have a good week. By the time the weekend rolls around, we're going to have a good week, have some progress made. We only got a little more stripping to do. Just a little more stripping. I think we could work around that for the time being to start knocking the bottom in. If we can start knocking the bottom in,